What up, it's your boy Jay Runner. Appreciate you checking out the Undrafted Players Show. You know we got to talk that sports, baby. The NBA. Right now, we're in the second half of the season. All-Star break is over, and we are going to start with the LA Lakers, the Luka Doncic LA Lakers, because they was balling and they got a victory. I know the coach came out and he was like, "Hey, Luka, he has to be great." The magnificent T Daddy was popping, man. What you think about Luca and his performance
What
yesterday?
do what do you do? I'm not surprised. I mean, he was balling out about time. They was trying to say he was kind of forgot how to. Well, they didn't say he forgot how to play basketball. I guess the Lakers have a different system than what
Yeah,
he was used to doing with the Mavericks. So he's got to learn a new system and start putting out.
yeah, I agree. I think also it's one of those things like LeBron is a dominant player. We see what he does. Is he the best person on the team? That's up for debate. LeBron ended with 25 points that game, and Luca ended with 32 points. Uh, Austin Reeves had 23 points. So starting lineup looked pretty well. Luca looked comfortable. He took the challenge, and LA Lakers won 123 to 100 against the Denver Nuggets, you know.
Yeah,
So
the
that was a
Nuggets.
pretty good win for them, and that was a breakout game for Luca. But can he be consistent? That's the question. What you think?
Yeah. Why wouldn't he be consistent?
So is this I mean, it's like I said, it's a new system, it's a new team. LeBron is the focal point. So he's been the focal point since he's been in the NBA. So now, like you said, it's LA. It's big ball and it's a different vibe, it's a different opportunity. Can he hold that up? Can he be the number one option? Can he create for himself? Can he get others involved? Will LeBron release that you know, that pressure off of him and give it to Luca, being that it could be LeBron's last season. We don't know, but that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. So yeah, he's capable of doing it, but can he do it in LA?
I don't see why not. LeBron did it in LA. Well, actually, LeBron hasn't been to the finals since the bubble.
Yeah.
But Luca made it to the finals last season, so I don't see where the conflict would be as far as him not being able to hold it down. I think he's going to
So
do great in LA, just like he was doing in Dallas. Might take a little bit of time. It seems like he's starting to warm up to the system there, and I know the Lakers are a pick to go to the NBA finals this year, not just the Western Conference finals, but the finals. So.
are they really? I didn't know that because
A
I
lot of
thought the
folks have
Lakers.
Lakers on their since the trade. They have a lot of folks have the Lakers on their radar.
Oh, since the trade, I can see that. So right now, Lakers are number fourth in the Western Conference with a record of 34-21, right behind the Denver Nuggets, which they just beat, and the Grizzlies are number two, and obviously OKC has the number one or are tied with the number one record in the NBA right now with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Speaking of the top teams in the NBA, my New York Knicks, they lost against Boston again. All right. So when it comes to the top three teams in the NBA, we are 0-7. Now, when I say over 0-7, that means we lost three times against Boston Celtics. This game was a little more competitive compared to the first two. We lost twice against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we lost two times, which we're not going to play OKC anymore. And we that first game was pretty close. We was winning the first three quarters against OKC, and the third, fourth quarter, they came back and dominated. So I'm okay with that. Second game against OKC, we got blown out. Cleveland Cavaliers, first game, I felt like it was a decent back and forth. And that was early on. That was probably within the first five games of the season. But that second game, they blew us the hell out. And that was only a couple days ago. Boston, they blew us out during the opener. I thought that second game was going to be more competitive. They blew us out again. And then earlier, we lost against Boston. It was a little more competitive, but we really didn't have any control. Boston, they beat us 118 to 105. But I you know what? Yeah. I'm okay. Like I'm okay. Like I feel like we gonna be decent when we get in the playoffs. We do have to make some adjustments. Is the defense? They not rotating. They leaving people open. And the top three teams, they got really good shooters. So you can't play that subpar defense. And I feel like that's what we doing. Josh Hart had 20 points. OG, he just came back from injury. He had 10.
Always
Carl
injured.
Anthony Town had 24
Always hurt.
points. Jalen Brunson had 22 points. Mikal Bridges, I always say he has to average at least 18 to 22 points. And our bench didn't look at all. Deuce McBride had 2 points. Um, Payne had 7 points. And Landry, we need to get we need to we need to get him. We need to get AJ out of the G League because I feel like AJ is more of a scorer and he'd be more effective for us. But I think our bench is not strong enough to compete. The Celtics, they had basically great scoring in their and it was even scoring in their starting lineup with Jalen Brown with 24 points, Jason Tatum with 25 points, Porzingis with 15 points, and Drew Holiday had 14 points, and Derek White had 19 points. So everybody in the starting lineup is in double digits. And the Knicks, normally when we play against anybody 3 and under, we can do that. So what do you think about these Knicks? And would they be effective in the playoffs? I feel like we're gonna kill Cavs. I don't know why. I feel like the Cavaliers is not as good of as a team as everybody thinks it is. And later on during the second half of the season, it's gonna eventually come out. But obviously the Cavs are top two teams in the league. What do you think, Magnificent T?
I mean, the Cavs beat y'all.
They did. I'm not saying that they didn't. And I think
I
they only
mean,
lost 10 times.
I'm hoping the Knicks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, maybe. That's about it. I don't have any expectations for New York going past the Eastern Conference Finals, the Eastern Conference Finals. If they can make it that far, you know how I feel about the Knicks, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we can, but it also depends on the lineup and who we go through. Because if I think
Who,
Cleveland is number one, and then
who,
Boston would be number two.
who eliminated
So
y'all last season? The Pacers.
yeah, the Pacers. Yeah, but I mean, I don't really. I'm not gonna say I don't count it because I always
But
say
you,
injuries is a part of the the
but
the game, but
but
it
but
wasn't because the Pacers was great.
but
You know what I'm
but
saying?
you but you counted that win against Philly, the injured Philadelphia 76ers team. You
Well, that's
counted
what I
that.
said. I'm not going to
Yeah,
discount it, but it wasn't like an aspect of the greatness of of Pence of not
of Indiana. So,
Indiana. You know what I'm
so
saying?
what you're saying is
So
Indiana beating the Knicks wasn't nothing special, but it was
it wasn't
special.
special.
But it was special when the Knicks beat Philadelphia. It wasn't even supposed to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like it was special. I thought it was cool. It was a good win. Uh, Joel Embiid is a great freaking player. Don't get me wrong. He was injured, and one side of his face he couldn't even blink. You
Dropped
know what I'm
50 on
saying?
y'all.
So and he did his thing. So I wouldn't say it was special, but I was glad we got to the next level as a fan. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see a healthy Joel Embiid and a good Sixer organization because the Sixers, especially in the Eastern Conference, is healthy is a great thing for the league, but it hasn't been that case. And right now, you're not looking good at all. I don't know why I got Paul George. I said that from the beginning. I
Podcast.
didn't think Paul was
My
going to
man
be that.
podcast.
Yeah,
Podcast P. We
but y'all,
we
y'all
need
paid him
more
all that money
podcasts
too.
in
You know what I'm
Philly.
saying?
We need more podcasts in Philly, man.
No, y'all need some more ballers. Y'all need some
We
more
need
ballers in Philly.
There's a lack
And
of
Philly gonna be all
podcasts,
right.
a lack of
You think
athletes doing
Joel Embiid is gonna
podcasts
stick
in
around?
Philly. It would be all right maybe next season. I think they should just shut him and be down for the rest of the season and just call it, you know. But back to
Yeah,
the Knicks.
I agree with you.
Back to the Knicks. I don't wish y'all not to do well, but I don't see y'all getting any further than the Eastern Conference Finals. And if I'm wrong, that's what's up.
I mean, I take that with a grain of salt. I'm cool with you saying because you might be right. So, like I said, it really depends on how hard we get and how we can get on defense. Like our defense is okay. It's not like last year. If our defense was like last year and we had the plays we have now, I would be so happy and be like, yo, we Gucci. But it ain't the case. You know what I'm saying? We play
I
subpar
mean,
defense. And it ain't even it really ain't the defense that we play when it comes to like in court. It's more so the 3 point line. And the teams that we're playing, they are just shooting the ball way better. You know, so when they go inside the pick and roll as well, we just not as focused as we
I'm
should
not
be.
hitting them
So
shots. Yeah,
and
that's
then we
what's
don't
dope.
hit the shots.
That's what's dope about the playoffs. The playoffs is almost like a totally different season. And
Yeah,
those shots y'all not hitting right now, come playoff time, Josh Hart gonna be out there hitting all kind of threes, man. We're gonna be thinking he on the juice, you know.
I know,
So
right? You
we'll
you
see when
thought
the
that
playoffs
before.
come. Yeah.
He definitely played better this year. This has been a breakout year for him. I think he's gonna be sitting out for a couple days for injury. Mitch is supposed to come back on the first, which is more so an inside threat as far as on defense. And like I said, our perimeter game on defense haven't been as great. But I did get some news that Giannis, yes, Giannis, the Greek freak, the New York Knicks might be are the number one team for him between Brooklyn and New York, but we a little ahead. And I think that would be dope.
Who
But I
told
don't
you
know how
that?
that's gonna happen.
Where'd you get that
The
from?
internet. I got that from the internet. My
A year
sources.
ago, a year ago, the internet was saying that the Knicks wanted Embiid. They were
Yeah.
gonna make all kind of trades and get Embiid to come to New York, and then y'all disrespected Embiid in the playoffs last year. I made fun of his eye and took advantage of him and
That's the fans though.
hacked him, man, and called him
We we ain't hack him. He was doing the hacking. See, that's why Mitch was back on the
called him
bench.
called him Draymond Green Jr. Said he's a
Yeah.
said he
And B was
cheats,
doing
man.
some shicey stuff during that playoffs, but I get it, man. You got to do whatever you got to do to win.
I mean, he was just
Um,
giving back what he was receiving. He's a
yeah,
dirty player. All that mess y'all New York folks was talking and Knicks fans about Embiid. It's funny to me that last year before the season started, y'all wanted him on the team.
I think he's a good dope player, and for me, I think he fits the system. Obviously, New York is the history of New York is a big man. He has that Patrick Ewing type of
Um,
flavor that would bring a element to it, but
yo,
he does.
Embiid is better than Ewing, yo.
I wouldn't deny that. You know what I'm saying? Ewing's a great player, but when I'm talking about comparing, like I can see the '90s era how Ewing did what he did. I mean, Embiid is like a mixture to me of Patrick Ewing and also Akeem Olajuwon with a
I mean,
little more Akeem, like the shake and bake. He got a good shot, good pull up from the free throw line, and
fade
he's a
away,
dominant player. So
fade away. He could play point guard if he wanted to.
yeah.
Like he does it all.
Yeah, he's a great player. So him on the Knicks, and I think just the history of the Knicks in general, that kind of fits. And right now, obviously, you see how your boy's doing, Karl Anthony Towns. He's killing. And right now, I don't even feel like he's really trying right now because he got injured with the finger, the middle finger, his
Oh
knee.
boy,
So
and
he's kind of
Towns.
slowing down a little bit just to kind of savor for the end of the second half in the playoffs. And I see that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, see that right there, like for them just to pass that ball and literally Karl Anthony Towns is right there. How do you get that in the paint so easy? So we're not on a string when it comes to defense. You know what I'm saying? So we're not like, okay, I'm here, I'm here. It's like we're here, and then this person here, and then we looking at each other like, oh, why you ain't da da da. So we got to figure that aspect, especially against teams like the three that we having trouble with. I think we lost 19 games altogether, and 7 of them are from the top 3 teams in the league. So that shows that we are capable, but those teams know how to spread the ball and kind of work the 3 point line, and they are good 3 point shooting teams as well. So they shoot the ball well, and then they spread the ball so well that they can get easy baskets in the paint. So Knicks got to figure that out. So
Yeah, y'all
that's
gotta
soonish.
y'all gotta develop a blueprint for success. And I was being sarcastic when I said Embiid can play point guard. I mean, he's out there like he's playing point guard sometimes. But he's. I didn't really mean he can play point guard.
I
I
know
said
what you mean. Yeah,
I
you
didn't
have
know,
to
man.
correct that. He can dribble the ball.
Correct.
He can
Yeah,
make
he's out there,
movement. Yeah, he's
with the
not going to be the
handles.
point guard of the team,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but you know.
I knew exactly what you mean. So now we're going to talk about the Dallas Mavericks and Golden State Warriors. Golden State is looking real good ever since they got Jimmy Butler. Obviously, we also talked about the LA Lakers and how LA, I think they was at the bottom of the league, like 7-8. Now they number fourth. Golden State, they was number 12, 11, and right now they are number 9 in the league. So being that they number 9, they creeping. Obviously, you got the play in. So if they could get to number 6, they would be safe. But they played against the Dallas Mavericks and they dominated. They look very well. They look composed. Jimmy seems like he fits the rotation very well. You see how they spread the ball, easy basket for Draymond Green under the basket, and that's all a ball movement for the Mavs. PJ Washington had 17 points. Clay Thomas, he's been doing decent over there, but he only had 11. Kyrie had
Uh,
17 points. Their starting
yeah.
lineup really didn't look great. It was 3 players that had double digits, but nobody had over 20 points. And what did I say about my guy, Anthony Davis?
He's
You
hurt.
remember?
Yeah.
Exactly. First
But
game, he
I don't
gets
have
hurt.
any expectations for the Mavericks to do anything. They just gave away their best player. I mean, what you expect them to do?
I agree.
You talking about Clay? Clay went to Dallas to play with Luca.
I agree.
If he knew he was going to LA, he might
He probably would
LA
have
was
went
an
to LA.
option for him. So I
Yeah.
don't expect anything out the Mavericks right now.
Yeah, but well, obviously Anthony Davis
You
ain't
shouldn't
there.
either.
But nah, I feel like Houston's a pretty good team. Is a
Houston,
great
Dallas,
lineup. It's I mean, when you think about stars, you don't really think of stars, but I think if I had to compare Houston, I would
Dallas,
compare them to Cleveland. No, more to
Dallas.
Cleveland.
You said Houston, Houston
I
or
thought you
Dallas?
just said Houston.
No, I didn't say
Uh,
Houston.
I could have sworn you said Houston. My bad. But anyway, so Clay ain't there. Everybody thought Anthony Davis was going to change the culture, and they were saying Anthony Davis was the better player, or he would fit the lineup better with Luca. But I
You
said that from
you
day one.
you knew all that was BS. I mean, I agree with you. I
Yeah,
mean,
you did. And then he got hurt the first game. He played okay. He got hurt. Now he's on the bench.
Mr.
The
Glass.
Warriors, obviously, they did their thing. Jimmy Butler had 18 points.
Yo,
Um,
Jimmy been balling since he shat on himself, man.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I think he did that for so you could do your parlay and you could say that he was
Ah,
going to issue on himself and he did it.
uh,
Because it was a guy, did you see that? It was a guy that
so
had a parlay or said that he was going to do that and he won some money. So they said they're going to ban him from all NBA games. He's like, I got sources. So I wonder if that was real ish or that was something that somebody did for that win because you could bet on anything these days. Draymond got had 13 points.
that's something crazy to
Um,
bet on, man.
I know
Yo,
for real. Steph had 30 points. So their starting lineup had pretty even scoring. Steph was the only one that had over 20 points, but they came away with the win, 126 to Dallas's 102. So it was pretty convincing, man. A lot of good NBA, a lot of teams are going to be playing this week, and I'm looking forward to every game. Western Conference top 6 right now is Thunder, number 1, the Grizzlies, number 2, the Nuggets, number 3, Los Angeles. The Lakers creeped in the number 4, and number 5, the Houston Rockets. The Clippers is number 6.
Ben
And
Simmons, Ben
yeah,
Simmons.
you know what? The funny thing about Ben, I wanted Ben as a Knicks fan because I feel like he just needed to be in the right environment and he's gonna play all right. I don't know how he's playing in the Clippers uniform right now. I know they showed a couple of clips,
12
but
points, 8 rebounds.
yeah, he's ready and he wants to do good. So it just is really the team and he's an emotional individual, so you have to believe in him, and you probably have to sugarcoat a lot of things. And if you do that well, Ben might show out for you.
So what you think about San Antonio?
San Antonio looks good, but obviously, when Biana is out, he had the blood clot. We talked about that too. We said if he doesn't get injured, he can do very well. And physically and his structure, as far as like knick-knack injuries, he hasn't had that before. But obviously, this is a very serious injury. I think it's kind of
It's,
similar to what Chris Bosh had. So it's gonna be tough. I mean, they was what Spurs was number 12 in the league, so they probably wasn't gonna make the playoffs anyway.
well,
They
they're
probably
going
would have made
through
a
it.
push.
So they lost their coach this season. He probably won't be back. Pop had that stroke, and then
Yeah,
Wimbalaya with the blood clot in the shoulder. That's crazy. He's going to miss the rest of the season. So it's basically pretty much they're going through what Philly's going through. They can call it. I
yeah,
guess they are
yeah,
calling it because Wimbalaya is out.
yeah. He's
I think
done.
the Sixers need to do the same thing with Embiid. Just call it, man.
So is this the last year for my guy Chris Paul? Does Chris Paul call it quits because he's gone, or does he come back hoping that Wemby come back next year?
I think he should stay. I mean, he ain't doing much that he needed. LeBron's still going. He can go too.
Yeah,
I mean, Chris Paul hasn't got the chip yet, so I mean, why not hang out and wait on Wimbley to come back? But we got to see what's going to happen with the San Antonio was. I mean, they're built around Pop on Pop's vision. You know what I'm
yeah, I
saying?
agree.
So are they going to get a new coach, or are they going to keep the coach they have right now, the interim coach? How's that going to work out? We might see a
Well, I
totally
don't
different
think
San
Pop
Antonio Spurs team.
is
Hmm?
done for as far as coaching wise. He's just not going to be back for this year, according with the report says. So he's not coming back, but I don't think they're going to need it. I just think they're gonna have an interim coach, and they probably use the same guy at least until the end of the year. And then something changes. I'm pretty sure they're gonna discuss that and do something next year. But out of them 6 teams, who do you think has the best chance, and who do you see going far on the West Coast?
Lakers, Golden State, Oklahoma.
I like that. I can do that. Lakers, Golden State, Oklahoma. No Grizzlies, even though the Grizzlies are playing pretty well.
Well, I guess I got to give you four, so I would throw the Grizzlies in the mix.
All right, so let's talk about
Houston,
this East Coast. Yeah, Houston is. I
I'm
think
about
it's
to
gonna
say,
be all right. Cool.
yeah, Houston's kind of, but all right, keep moving.
I do Houston number 5. I think the Grizzlies have way more talent. Lakers, they can make a push. I still don't believe, that they will. Obviously, OKC, I feel like OKC is probably gonna come out the Western Conference. And Golden State. You can't sleep on Golden State with the shooting. You
Now
got
with Jimmy
Jimmy
Butler,
there. Yeah. So I'm with that. So on our East Coast side, we got the Cavaliers, number 1. We got Boston Celtics number 2. We got the Knicks number 3. We got the Pacers number 4. We got the Bucks number 5, and number 6, which is a surprise to me right now, is the Pistons.
Pistons are
What's
nice,
your
man.
picks? Yeah, they got better, but they started off really, really slow. They did make some moves, but as far as a dominant team in the East, probably in wise, I don't see that. I don't even see the Pacers in there. And I already told you I don't believe in the Cavs. I think the Cavs is a fluke. They might. I could see the Cavs losing the first round. You know
You
what
about to
I'm
call him
saying?
Fugazi?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, they do work the ball well. They did have a nice pickup in the trade, but like you said, playoff time is a lot different. I don't know why I don't believe in it. I just don't believe in the Cavaliers. You know what
Cavs
I'm
might
saying?
shock the world, man.
Very possible. And if they do, I give them a lot of credit because the team that they have, you wouldn't think that. Donovan Mitchell's probably the only person you'd be like, oh my God, like he's a great player. But everybody else, there's a lot of good players, but they more so role players. But I think right now, if we had to do 4 teams, I would say the Cavaliers. I would say Boston and Knicks. My 4th team, I don't know if I would say the Pacers. I would probably would have to go. This one tough. I probably would have to go Pistons. I don't believe in the Pacers either, and I don't think the Bucks is gonna do what they're gonna. They ain't gonna do anything. So they talking about trading Giannis now. So yeah, I don't see that.
Giannis must be talking about trading him. He must want out of Milwaukee, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, which is funny because then no, Giannis said something else. Giannis was the one that said that. He said Joker to the Knicks, and then he said all the European stars. So what do you think about the European players in the league per se? Like, I don't know if I can see the European players being that of the league. Obviously they're
What
gonna
you
have some
mean?
great players. The face of the league. I just don't see that because I think it's just too many urban players and there's too many urban talent that's always going to be way better. Now, also depends on the player because Zion, he's the number one person to reach a third person that's current NBA play. I want to say was it 15 15,000 points, and he ain't really play. So imagine if he was consistent and he was doing what he was supposed to. I
But
think
you, I think you said the key word, imagine. So
yeah,
the problem with the NBA currently and the USA guys, it seems like everybody's vision is to make it to the NBA, and then they're here now. Now what? Whereas the
I agree.
European guys, it seems like they're coming to the NBA and they want to win. They want to be great. It's it's wild, man.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. I don't think they appreciate it. And Jordan had an interview with Oprah years ago, and Oprah was talking about his brand and everything that he did, and she was like, "You're the reason why the NBA is like that." And he was like, "No, I wouldn't say that because we had to earn for everything that we did to where." The new players is what they projected to do. So they get deals on projection the next 5 years. They're going to get something so they don't have to work as hard. And obviously, we see that in the All Star games. We see how they treat it. Even LeBron. LeBron didn't want to play in the All Star game. And I kind of feel him on that. He said he was injured, but then the first game of back the second half of the
He
season,
just got like
he
40
played.
points.
You know what I'm saying? But I can understand that because he's like, why are we playing the rising stars? But I also feel, and that's a Draymond point, but then I also feel Charles Barkley point. Charles Barkley said, because y'all ain't been playing, you know what I'm saying? So we got to do what we got to do to try to make it interesting and see what we could do to make it about something. But the reason why it's not happening, so I agree with both of them. Draymond was like, "Hey, listen, like it's about the records, it's about this, it's about that. It sucks." But then Charles is like, "Yeah, I agree, but y'all haven't been playing for the last couple of years, so it's not exciting. Nobody wants to come to the games, so we have to try to do these different things to see if this will motivate you guys." You know what I'm saying? So that's the tough thing about it, and I agree 1,000%. Everybody want to what I mean? They do nice moves. It's almost like they want to do the cheat codes. What can we do to stay in the rules but different? You know what I'm saying? Instead of just playing your best. Like I saw somebody that was like the top 25 plays in the league, however you want to say, especially scoring, they might have had one or two moves, but they perfected it. Kobe had the fadeaway, and he had a certain step. Like I think he stepped with his left foot and laid the ball off a head fake, or he'll head fake you 1,000 times and go to the basket. Jordan had the fadeaway. You know what I'm saying? He palmed the ball. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like these players had 1,000 moves. They just perfected the few moves to be as great as they should be.
You know who you didn't mention in your top five or top six?
Who's that?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Because I don't think they're gonna do well. I think right now that's a broken team. I'm not gonna hold you. I think they're good, but with our former Knicks players, Julius Randle, he's injured right now. Um, Ant Man got to do too much. He doesn't have that second person, which he had last year, which now the Knicks have. So he doesn't have that person he can lean on. So right now they're going to be exciting. He's going to have to do a lot just to stay competitive with the teams in the East, and they're going to make the playoffs. But as far as a playoff run, I don't see them being that top team because he just doesn't have the pieces. Julius is erratic, so when he come back, he's going to hold the ball. So you got two people that hold the ball stoppers. One is a superstar and one is a good player. He has to learn his role, but I do think Anthony Edwards is playing better without him because he has more control. It's a little more spread out, but he's a Jordanist player, so he holds the ball a lot. He just doesn't have the pieces, I don't believe, to compete. But it's a good team. What's your thoughts on it since you brung him up?
I like Ant Man. I was just thinking of players, that out there actually competing, and want you to know that
Yeah.
they're competing and they're trying to win
Oh,
and they're trying
players.
to, yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I just thought about Minnesota. We didn't talk about Minnesota, but
Yeah.
yeah, I like Ant Man. He competes,
Yeah.
and
Nah, I'm with you. I love him. I think he could be the face. I didn't even think about that.
I was about to
He
say he could
could.
be the face of the league one day.
Yeah, and they number 8 right now. Like I said, I feel like they will make the playoffs. I just don't feel like they're gonna go as far. I love his energy. I love that he talks crap. You know what I'm saying? To me, he's the closest thing to MJ naturally. Like he doesn't try to do things. He just that good. So if he keeps practicing and works on his game, his 3-point shot is already pretty good. He be banging it on people. He talks about doing the slam dunk contest, but he also said he doesn't have moves. It's more so power. But if you practice moves, you'll be all right. He has the up. He has the capability. And it would be exciting if he does do it. So hopefully he would do it. But I agree with you 1000%. Energy wise, he takes the challenge. He probably would do the slam dunk contest because you saw LeBron said in 2010 that he would do it and never did it. You know what I'm saying? I think Ja might do it because you got somebody in the G League doing all these amazing things. So they looking like, what are we doing? So we can get
Yeah,
players like that consistently. We be all right.
John Morant, something I'm entering the slam dunk contest
Yeah, I think he tweeted something like that, when it
or the
was
layup
Ja.
contest or the layup contest. Which one?
Lay it. Nah, I think slam dunk contest. He would be a beast though. You don't think?
Uh, Nah, he don't be dunking. He be doing layups.
You talking about the push dunks?
Yeah,
Yeah, he be getting up there though. So
I mean
with
he gets
nobody in
up
front of
there.
him, it'll be exciting.
I don't know. We'll see.
We will
I,
see, man. But you
I
know
can't
what?
wait for I can't wait for my man Embiid to get healthy, for Embiid to get back on the court. You're talking about passion. You're talking about somebody that wants to win, someone that's in their feelings all the time.
Mhm.
Joel Embiid.
I
Once
agree.
he's back, and once the Sixers are back where we should be at in the number one or number two spot in the East, everything will be all right. Right now, though, I'm just sitting back watching the show, man.
And on that note, because I don't want to hate on my 76ers, we going to call the quits. I appreciate you rocking with us, man. You already know what it is. Undrafted Players Show. Make sure you like, follow, search us on all social media platforms. You can get at me by searching JAERUNIT and searching my guy, Magnificent T Daddy. It's the Undrafted Players Show. You already know what it is, baby. And we out.
We out.
Yeah, because we are the gorilla of this. Yeah, I hit my teeth and
I
everything, though,
like
but it's
that.
all
All
good.
right. All right.
Let's go.